is, you know, you talk about living and breathing from the text. One thing that I said was, okay, to show how she does it with the other books. All right, so there's the way she does it with Gatsby, there's the way that she does it with Lolita. All right, and I also like what she says is that maybe if you can illustrate how, you know, this kind of method works on the individual students, right? Because she's got 7 different students in there, and then in her, you know, in the section of Gatsby where she's in the class, I mean, there's a number of students that she talks about, and maybe this idea of the way that this idea of having them read the text, they all kind of internalize that and they react to that differently. Maybe if you were to illustrate how each of the characters do that, there might be a way to go. So that's one. What I have here for you is, okay, so you know, I've got everything here that everybody else has. The outside resources. How are you going to implement outside sources? I mean, I don't know if you thought about that yet.
Well, what you said at our one-on-one conferences to include like the standardized testing that kids in America take when they're at schools, but I also like what she said is to go and talk about the students, their students, and talk more about that.
Yeah, and I think that actually
connect that to my thesis.
That actually might push you. I'm sorry, good. That might actually push you further than. I mean, yeah, bringing the standardized testing just because I need you to put some research in, right? But if you were to analyze maybe 3 of the characters, okay, and show how breathing the text was beneficial to them. If you took 3 of them, that's like a half page each, and that you might be done right there. Okay, go ahead and now you can say.
I was saying, like, even with reading your book and bringing in those the 3 different people. Also, if it would probably be even better if you like try to make a connection to like us and you know what I mean, like people in our class or in your class to the people in the book. Like that would probably be even more. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
That's okay.
I was really trying to say like it would probably be really interesting if you can make an even deeper connection to people outside of the book with the book, and so finding the 3 people and how they're breathing with the text, and then seeing somebody in class like, oh, this made a difference when the teacher really explained it to me. You know what I mean? Like making that connection too. I don't know.
No, I think I know where you're going with this. And if I'm wrong, let me know. All right. Okay. April says, okay, you got this whole idea of breathing with the text. And April made the suggestion to, you know, demonstrate it with each of the, with a few characters, okay, how that's working. And if you wanted to, you know, continue along this line of discussion of, you know, how in America, the way that teaching, you know, happens doesn't include that, you know, maybe to have an example of when somebody was not quote unquote breathing with the text. I mean, even if you were to use your own example. I was thinking that you might be able to make a connection back to your literacy narrative, but that was actually a good experience for you.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would really do you.
No.
But I think here's another thing though. I mean, a way that you can use that is I think that something, and I don't know if you guys read Eric's literacy narrative, but you breathe that subject. You didn't want to breathe the marijuana. Maybe you were. I don't know. But the way that you carried out that assignment, you had to breathe it in a certain way. So maybe you might be able to pull something from there too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to write your paper yet. You've got enough ideas, all right? So, but there might be something there for you. Okay. You have a lot of options. And the thing that I want everybody to get out of this is when you're getting the feedback from all the students, what I'm hoping that you all get from one another is not you need to do this and just getting overwhelmed by all the information, right? But what I want you to get are some options on how to finish, all right? Maybe you don't do how it applies to all the other books, all right? Maybe you decide that just carrying out with the characters is enough. Maybe you don't want to do it with the characters at all. Okay? Or maybe you want to do some kind of combination of it.
If I wanted to use my literacy narrative I can use that as an outside source?
No, but you can't use it as an example to develop.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So again, you know, this is kind of like, this is what I do with a lot of my assignments, and this is for all of you. It's like, you have like a lot of different criteria that you gotta meet, all right? And sometimes you gotta make choices on which criteria you're going to meet, all right? If you decide that you don't want to put in another outside source, but you feel like the evidence from your literacy narrative would help develop the idea, that's a choice that you make, but it might be a good choice. But I'm just gonna have to take you out for not having an outside source. Let's say you throw an outside source in there, just for the sake that Rex said you need an outside source. But it's not brought in very good, then again, that's a choice that you're making. So it's like, okay, how do I weigh what I want to do here? But, or if you can get them both in, that's even better. You know what I mean? So again, like, I'm not just wanting just to, I'm not going through these conferences just to give you good ideas, but I also want you guys to start thinking about, okay, what decisions can I make here to make a good paper, right? Even if I were to break one of the rules or not meet one of the criteria, I'm still going to be writing a good paper, but am I willing to take that risk? All right? Okay. But I think you got something good so far. You just got to keep on going. All right? And I think you got actually some really good ideas right now, right, from everybody. Okay, final paper, Michelle's.
We have two more.
We talked to, oh, were we talking about yours?
No.
Okay,
we
wait,
talked
okay.
about mine. Now it's similar to
Let's go
this.
to Nafi. Shit. Okay. All right. So Nafi's, all right.
What I liked about your paper was that I liked one of your quotes on the first paragraph, how you said you inhale the experience to start breathing. And how like both of yours and Eric's is similar. Just talking about breathing with the text and like talking about the differences of how regular teachers use their textbooks and how Nafisi used her textbooks, because Nafisi brings out her own thoughts and she teaches what she thinks is best for her students in her own ways.
You talked about wait, never mind. You talked about Gatsby too, right? At one point. The
Yeah.
quote that you said, Fitzgerald does not tell you to take you inside the room and recreate the sensual experience of that hot summer day so many decades ago. And we, the readers, draw our breath along with Tom as we realize what just happened between Gatsby and Daisy. I don't know, I really liked how you analyzed what that quote meant and how you related it to your thesis. How Nafisi is showing that when we go deep into a text, you can come up with some kind of meaning of what you might not understand. I like that part.
And doing more of it. Again, one of the things that you want to, again, I've said it already, is that I noticed that the focus is mainly on Gatsby because this is where this showed up. All right. How do you take that concept and apply it to the other books? I get horrified when I watch these videos because I'm repeating myself over and over again. But anyways, go ahead. All right. So,
Rex, don't worry about it. You're the one that started this one.
okay. So, pretty similar comments that I have for Eric. All right. Outside research. Okay. Maybe something on the American system. All right. And then I also would apply what April said to Eric. For you, all right? I think what would be interesting is what characters you decide to use to illustrate this point, and see what characters Eric chooses. Okay, how might that be different? Or maybe you guys find the same characters and be able to come up with the same analysis. All right. Yeah, that's what I have here. I need more illustrations of how Nafisi has her students breathe with the text. I got this right here actually. Maybe show how one or more two characters benefit from this. So, okay. Read my mind. All right. So it's actually written in there. Okay. Okay. Did you have something for Nafi, April, or?
It's kind of the same of what I thought about paper, but the impact of it to individual, and I like the way she paraphrased, the code she explained it. And outside resources too, I think, and more evidence using the codes.
we got one more, all right? We got Michelle's, right? I want you to interview one of them.
Oh.
Okay, when they're outside.
Okay.
So Michelle's,